out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Hello.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good morning, Jobfather Nation. We are so excited to be here with you. We are already halfway through 2023. Can anybody believe that right now? And we are excited to be here as Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. Joco Community Radio is now available for free on Android and iOS devices. Simply search your store, download the app, and check out our lineup and more on jococommunityradio.com. Well, before we get started with this exciting episode of The Jobfather, let's bow our heads for a quick word of prayer. Father God, we are so honored to be here today and have the privilege and the ability to bless people in the career transition in the Jobseeker network. We know you have amazing doors of opportunity for all of us. I just ask that you would give us direction, guidance, wisdom, and discernment as we go about our transitions and open the right door of opportunity for us, that perfect door. We surrender everything to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, Foster, here we are. Yes, such an exciting day. We've got a really exciting lineup. Share with us a little bit about what we can expect on the first half of the show today.
You know, that first half of the show is going to be really exciting. We're going to be talking about myths. We're going to talk about observations, guys, that Dana and I and Maz and other people, you guys chime into the chat as we go. Other people notice people going through. So we're just going to have a really, really good conversation. The first part here. Oh, there's Maz. Look, there's Maz right there. And good morning, Maz. And we're going to have a good conversation about what we're seeing so that we can lighten up lighten the load a little bit for job seekers. You know, there are some things that you will hear in your attempt to network that you may not, that might bring you stress, and you don't need to stress in job search. Believe me, you don't. We got to, not having a job is enough stress. So, and we have, as on our second part of the show, you guys are going to be really, really excited because we've got Stefani Austin with us, and we want to give a shout out to Dana Austin. We got another Dana. That's Stephanie's sister, y'all. And hey, Dana. And so, you know what? We're just going to have a good time. What I'd like to start with, guys, the landings are happening. We got some pretty key landings to announce this first part of the show today. I always like to get over to the landings. So, guys, Kevin Nolan is ahead of marketing at Datamark now. He landed. We've got Nicole Odion, who I'm really, really excited to announce that Michelle or Nicole, what am I saying, Michelle? Nicole has landed because I know her dad. Her dad is the most awesome. Job, if you're listening out there, man, thank you for having Nicole. Nicole landed with at Landvera over there, Dana. She landed with Andy Cook. I put her in contact with Andy Cook, and now she's got a job at Landvera. She is a beginning. Nicole is a software developer, so she's a junior software developer with Landvera now. So I'm really, really excited to mention that. And then the third one is my workout partner, James Katsumoto. And James is a cybersecurity specialist with Cyber Coders. And so James and I've been talking all while we're working out, man. We're talking about job search and all that kind of stuff. So we're proud to announce these folks have landed. And guys, that's an incentive for you guys to keep going, because it's just a matter of time, especially if you're out in the market, if you're networking and meeting people and doing the things that you hear me and Dana and Mez tell you to do all the time. It is awesome. And you know what? You'll land. You will land. It's just a matter of time. So all our new listeners that haven't been with us before, welcome. If you
To the
have any
chaos.
questions, if you hear anything, you have any questions, put it in the chat. That's what we're here. Let's see who's with us. Looks like
We have
Jason
Jason
Hopper.
Hopper.
Yeah. Jason, I saw
Miss
Holly.
Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rex Sauer is going to pop. He's not with us right now, but he's going to pop in a little bit later. He told me that he's going to have a question for Maz. He likes to ask Maz. He likes.
Love me. That's my pseudo husband right there. Yeah.
That's right.
I
That's
have to
right.
share him. I'm a sister wife. It's fine. We're working our way through.
I think Rex is half the reason why I do what I do. So
Rex
it's
is
awesome.
an incredible person in this network, and we're
yes.
blessed to have Rex.
He really
Rex
is.
is amazing.
Well,
Rex-
Foster, share with us a little bit about some of the topics so that we can jump into these topics that we are going to discuss to bless and help our listeners.
Did I ever, before I do that, did I ever tell you guys, did you guys know that Rex himself got a new job?
Yes,
Did I
we
ever
Oh,
know
mention
no,
that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
I kinda
announced.
thought-
Hey.
Rex is the head of HR at Liberty University out
Heck
there on the
yeah.
East Coast. So he
Yeah.
is now. So he's got a new job, and even with his new job, he still jumps in and help where he can.
Yeah, he's amazing.
That's the kind of person he is. Okay, so to answer Dana's question, guys, the first thing I want to pick on is ageism. Okay,
All right, let's talk about it.
so a lot of job seekers, you guys know I talk to job seekers. That's what I do. That's what God has for me to do. And a lot of job seekers are paralyzed because they think, oh, I'm too old. I'm 53 years old. Like, this is a conversation I had yesterday. And I think they're overlooking me because of my age. Look at my face. Let me get real close on this one. If I look funny, it's because I'm shaking my head and I'm going, y'all, come on now. Come on,
Yeah.
you can do better than that.
Get
And the
over
reason-
it.
And the reason that I say that is because every meeting we see people 60 plus that are announcing job landings. Guys,
Preach it.
now things are different and ageism does exist, y'all. Absolutely, it exists. But I don't know if everybody that's listening is old enough to remember the Carol Burnett show. And it had, I think that guy was Mr. Wiggins. Tim Conway was Mr. Wiggins, and he was this old man that could barely get across the screen. And it was so funny. If you are Mr. Wiggins, you're not going to get hired. Come on, that makes sense. But most of the people that I know have most of the people I know that are a whole lot more is it okay? Mr. Who Wiggins.
Yeah, that's too funny.
I see Tiffany put that in the chat. So guys, if you're that kind of old, and what I mean is you're so old you can't walk across the screen, what are you looking for a job for? You don't need to be working.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like,
enjoy retirement.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can go back to a little bit of the foundation of why it is going to be a little bit better now than it was even 5 years ago as far as ageism is concerned.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they're, as we know in this world, it pretty much every type of discrimination is still out there. It's gotten better through the years, it's gotten challenging through the years. But one thing I can say from a human resource perspective is one of the biggest areas that companies are hiring in, and one of the biggest areas that companies are focusing on is their DE and I initiatives. What is that, you might ask?
Yeah,
Does
what's
anybody
that?
here know what DE and I is?
I'm gonna
No?
let you tell us.
All right. Diversity, equity, and
And
inclusion.
inclusion.
And they
Yep.
actually have roles they hire within the HR and an entire team, director, and then people under them, to align every aspect of their hiring and process management to ensure there is diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they're tracking those metrics. And guess what? One of those categories are anybody over the age of 40 is part of the DE&I initiative, making sure that you're being fairly represented in the organization. As a result of this, most categories, whether it be race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, age, disability,
Oh yeah.
ethnicity, all of it is being looked at. And there are metrics that the company
There
has to
is.
report, especially if they're publicly held, or if they're privately held and want to go public, which that's a goal of a lot of privately held companies. So with these new initiatives that honestly, I didn't see much of the DE&I until probably 2 or 3 years ago, and it has exploded. So that should be, it's not going to make anything perfect, but that should be a very clear and a very aligned explanation on why you don't need to worry about it as much. I wouldn't put the time focusing, because if you have 10 jobs and 1 or 2 of them seem to be struggling with DE&I initiatives, and maybe you feel you're worried about age or ageism, in the long run, if that door closed, it's probably not a company you want to work for anyway, because there
Ooh.
still are some toxic environments out there. But I can say, especially studying for my senior professional HR certification, compared to when I started studying for it 10 years ago and then a little bit after, and I kept having things come up, I will tell you, the push on it is heavy. So for all you job seekers, regardless of background, age, ethnicity, religion, disability or no disability, whatever it is, there are very strict protocols in place for corporations to follow. And they have numbers that they have to report, metrics that they have to report to ensure that they are using fair and equitable processes with hiring, training and developing, promoting and growing employees.
Yeah, we are
And I
under a
just
microscope.
saw
Yeah.
Jason Hopper said he's on the DEI committee at JFS, so Jewish Family
Oh,
Services.
look at
So
that, Jason.
yeah, I wanted to share a little bit of that because it's important to have a foundation of why we're telling you this, why ageism, it just like any type of ism can still be out there. It is definitely not something you should make your center focus.
You know, I'm glad you said that. You, Dana, I didn't even think about the DEI stuff. Oh, but one thing that I want to share, guys. Now, this is just common sense. Oh my God, did I say? I'm trying to infer that I have common sense, man.
It's okay.
So,
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Ah,
so guys, us older, older, more seasoned.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
I love it.
Like of course, Stephanie's a young one. So, but
Stephanie's awesome. We love her.
when you guys check out Stephanie's LinkedIn profile, you're going to see that she's got a significant amount of experience. Now, that's what I want to pick on. Some of us ageism people, sorry, I'm dropping stuff, y'all. Some of us ageism sort of people have a lion's share of experience, and companies, especially with the changes and things that we have going on now in today's society, need to hire somebody that, as we say, can hit the ground running. Oh my God, I roll my eyes over my
amen
head
to that.
every time I hear
Yeah.
that. So
They
that
don't
lion's
want the
share of
handhold.
experience, that lion's share of experience that I'm talking about, guys, lends itself to contracts Because a lot of times companies think, well, I got to pay more for Stephanie Austin, so let's bring her in on contract, and then we can get rid of her, a little bit later on, so we can play that money game that we play. Guess right, corporate America, I am messing with you right now.
Is it a bad? I'm sorry. Can I interrupt right here?
Okay, just a
What?
second. Let me get through. Okay, hold on there. So anyway, guys, here's the deal. Go make sure that you're networking, make sure that you get out and you meet people like Mez and Dana and me and Stephanie and all of us, so that you can make those, what's my word, Dana? That's
Relationships.
what I'm talking about. You
Good
can
job,
make
Matt.
those, yeah, you can make those relationships, that will overcome some of this stuff some of these fears that we're having. Now, a company, let's talk about Mez. Mez has years of experience, and she's doing something different than what she did the first 10 years of her career,
Awesome. Yes.
because Mez has that lion's share of experience, guys. We need to hire that, because and I'm not trying to be funky, but sometimes, a lot of times, when you see job postings, you cannot hire a person just out of school, because they don't have the experience to do what it is that we're looking to do.
Yeah.
And we see the majority in the network. We see the majority of these experiences, these job postings that I'm talking about, calling for that experience. So if a company wants 8 to 10 years of experience, hey, you will even see some postings for leadership positions, like what we're going to talk about with Stephanie today, that are asking for 15 to 20 years experience. If you're an
Yeah.
executive, that calls for a lion's share. That's my word today. It's a lion's share of experience that is going to come from people that have been out there for a while, the us's
Hmm.
of the world. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Go, Maz.
My turn. Okay, so back to your point of the whole contract and system of hire and fire thing.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, guys. Why don't play the game? If you are in the job search and you know for a fact they want to hire you for your experience, one, you have negotiation power. And
Oh,
two, if you have the idea that, oh, this is going to be a 3-month contract, you get paid for 3 months. What are you complaining about? And you can continue on your permanent job search.
mhm.
Yes. It's a
Do
very good point.
not be afraid to play the game.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you don't have to list that contract job on your resume, right, Miss?
Exactly. Not at all. Why would you? That is your resume. You have the choice of what you put on it.
You know what I'm seeing, Maz?
Hmm.
We start these now this happened to me. I took a 6-week contract. Oh, it was about 8, 9, 10 years ago. I took a
Hmm.
6-week contract, and you know what? The company kept offering the same things that it offered, and work kept coming in, and I
Okay.
rolled off of that contract. Now I charged them a horrendous amount of money per hour, because it's like, okay, you guys only want me for 6 weeks. We're gonna make sure that Foster gets his bills paid. I
Yeah.
rolled
Exactly.
I rolled off of that contract about 2.25 years later at that rate. So guys,
Wow.
when you take a contract, hey,
There you go.
the company's still going to do what it does, and there's going to be new business coming in. So most, and I can say that most contracts that I've seen are extended in this day and time.
They
Something to think
are.
about.
You do
Something
your
to think about.
job.
Yeah.
Another reason
Right.
why you guys should listen to what Mez said.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some more concepts. So the first myth buster was ageism. We were able to address that.
Mhm.
Correct.
Foster, what else do you think would be a good myth buster for this first half of the show?
You know what I've seen, Dana, is that some people have a extensive career in corporate America, and then they say, hey, I've stumbled over something. I want to start my own company,
Yeah.
and I want to step out from my traditional role in corporate America for a little while and start my own company. Well, a lot of times, sometimes that doesn't work the way that we think it does. And our comfort zone is getting that paycheck. And it's like, okay, I'm going to drop this. It's been a couple of years, maybe 3 years. I'm going to go back into project management or whatever it was that I did to start with. And guys, we need to talk about the functionality of that. I don't feel as though it is completely fair out there when we decide we're going to come back into corporate America and everybody knows we had our own company and it failed. I think that they kind of frown upon that, and we don't need to. My dad used to tell the church, too much information is worse than not enough. So
It
if
can
Amen.
you
be.
if you
Yeah.
have a functionality, what you did before, you started that, and more than likely, even when you were doing your own thing in your own company, you probably use that same functionality. Put that company down, guys, as an employer, because you're not lying, and share that experience. And it looks like another job continuing to do that project management that you did stuff. I'm
And,
big
and it
project
is
management
another
because
job with a
Stephanie is
lot
with
of
us.
responsibility, right? When
Yeah,
you're in business for yourself,
yeah,
the buck stops with you, so you have to step up to the plate.
that's right.
Absolutely. There is
That's right.
nobody to lean back on. There is no, but like it's you.
Yeah.
But you don't know the circumstances that led to it. Doesn't have to be a failure. Like, you know what? I have a family. I would like to have sleep, I don't know, every once in a while. And you decide to go back into the corporate. Seriously, you just don't know the circumstances. And as we expressed before, you don't have to put it on your resume. You can be like, you know what? I volunteered as an entrepreneur. You can color, like, I don't encourage too much flair or fluff in a resume, but you don't have to put what you don't want to have to put on a resume. And you can explain it. Like, you know what? I worked my into the dirt, and it just wasn't it wasn't God's timing. And
That's right.
nobody can fault you for that. I mean,
No.
even as messed up as corporate America can be, we all know that corporate America doesn't care about you.
Yeah.
They don't. So I don't know if this is new news to anybody, but you're there to massage their ego, if that makes sense. This is all an ego game when you're searching. And you have to realize nobody cares about what you think or
It
do.
certainly
It's
seems
about
that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
smoke. Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors. It is just purely, how can I help you? Yes, my feet are like winds. Like just humbleness. It is. It's just humbleness and just expressing how you can help.
I
That's
want to
everything.
assure people as well, and thank you for that, Mez. That was helpful. But it's okay to want to start your own company. Corporate
Yes.
America doesn't
Right.
necessarily look down on that. It's what Mez
No.
said. It's how you represent it on your resume. Make sure you're truthful and honest. And honestly, when I was at Caris Life Sciences for 10 years, I hired a lot of very high level professionals for business development and other types of roles that did do some consulting in between. And, naturally, because of their wisdom, their tenure, their experience, and the relationships they've made throughout their time in corporate America, positions will come up where people just want to consult with you and have you come in and fix their problem. That's a great way to make money and learn more and add to the overall picture of what you can offer, the value you bring to your next jobs table, or the value you bring to your company. So don't ever be afraid to go in business for yourself. Just make sure you're representing that in a positive light on your resume, because it truly can be positive and there's nothing wrong with it. Now, I think where it can be a little more challenging is if you have worked consulting for like 10, 15 years and you're trying to get back into corporate America. Sometimes that can be a little more challenging because their thoughts are, okay, will this person be able to kind of get back into the mindset of not being in charge? Will they be able to comfortably report to other people, take direction from other people? And all you'll need to do is show that in your interviews that you're absolutely comfortable and confident with that.
Right. Now we've
Correct.
got about 4
I
minutes,
think-
and I'm
I
about
think,
to open up another can of worms, guys. Bear with me.
Woo!
We've got a lot of listeners and a lot of watchers today. So hey, Deb and Nathan is
Hey,
with us.
Nathan. Shout out to
Debbie
Nathan.
and Chris Chun way out in
Yay!
Hawaii. Awesome.
From Hawaii.
So guys,
Aloha.
now, I'm going to watch y'all's faces when I say this. So we've got this advent of technology coming in, all this AI stuff, right? So guys, those are wonderful, wonderful tools, but that's what they are, is a tool. Guys, we have to remember when you
And not in the type of tool that a boyfriend can be. No, I'm kidding.
They don't work there.
Oh,
They don't
God.
work there. Oh, Lord.
That's what
Lord,
I
give
love
us
about this
strength.
show. Y'all, this shit's
Lord
a
Jesus.
real show. Nathan says howdy. Okay, so since I'm running out of time, but guys, we want to utilize. Let's pick on Chat GPT. We're hearing all this stuff about Chat GPT. Let Chat GPT help you say this. Let Chat GPT help you say that. Well, guys, you know what? Let it, but organize what Chat GPT has done. It does a wonderful job of making you sound really, really smart and stuff. But organize it into your own words once it comes out.
Yes.
Or,
Do not copy paste.
manipulate it a little bit and let it say, I know Dana. I've had a relationship with Dana. I know how Dana talks. I know some of the words that
Right.
Dana uses. Relationship is one of them. I'm kidding. But you know what? Dana would fuse some of that into that Chat GPT. And it makes sense. And it doesn't sound like it's something that somebody professional wrote it for you kind of thing.
A robot,
You
yeah.
know, it doesn't sound like a robot. That's right.
No, but
And
it works.
it
It's
works.
It does
helpful.
work.
Jason says, I've seen some Chat GPT resumes that are
That was a
great,
disaster,
and then
right?
some that are a disaster. That's right, Jason.
Wow.
That's right. Guys, don't
But
forget
I
that Jason, you
subscribe
guys
to
need to
it,
connect
too.
with Jason Hopper. He's with
Jason Hopper.
Yeah.
he's over there in Dallas at the Jewish Family Services.
Yeah, we do it.
JFS.org. So
I'll connect with you,
y'all
Jason.
connect, hey, sure. And I'm glad that Stephanie is here and Stephanie gets to meet Dana, because what Dana just said, Dana worked for 10 years at Caris Life Sciences. And yesterday, I think I told Stephanie, go check out Caris Life Sciences, because we're going to be talking about in just probably a minute or two, we're going to be talking about what Stephanie is looking for. You guys are going to be impressed with Stephanie. And
We have to
yes,
get her
it's
away
gonna be
already.
big time.
Poor Stephanie.
so, guys,
Yeah.
don't freak out with all of this technology. Use it
No.
properly. What it's doing is our use of it. The technology is not doing it, y'all. Our use of that technology is drawing. It's putting it's getting in between our interpersonal relationships. We still need to get out today, tomorrow, the rest of this year.
Yes.
It's people that are going to hire you, not the technology.
Exactly.
So we need to be connecting with the people, y'all. So
But
make
let
that
the technology work
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've used it quite a bit. I went in after our last conversation on the show 2 or 3 weeks ago with ChatGPT, and I've used it for numerous things. The more you use it, the more it gets to know you and your quote unquote voice, and it does a great job. But like anything, you still have to look at it. You still have to massage it after it's done. You can copy and paste, but then massage it and make sure that it represents you fully and that it makes sense. Now, you're going to notice we're about to go to commercial, but before we hop out, do check out ChatGPT. It is free. And do not get over concerned with all the articles yet about AI taking over the world. I think we're a long ways from that. It's like anything, we have to tether what we read and tether what we watch. All right, well, we are ready to go.
We're ready to go to commercial.
Yeah, we're ready to go to the second half. So,
let's hear what's going
listeners,
on.
thank you, and we'll see you in a few minutes. All right.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store. They got you covered. Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store. They got you covered.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
I like that tune.
It is a good tune.
Hey,
Isn't it?
Joco Community
Yes.
Radio and the Jobfather listeners. We are so excited to be back on the air. Keep in mind, Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available for free on the Android and iOS devices. Simply search your store, check out our lineup and more on JocoCommunityRadio.com. Well, Jobfather family, we are excited to be back for the second half of the show. Now, we know you met our amazing and golden stamp of approval Jobseeker on the first half. However, Foster is going to reintroduce Miss Stefani, and we are going to, second half of the show, really dig into who Stefani is, what her background is, and what she's looking for. So Foster, with no further ado, let's do another formal introduction and give Stefani the floor.
Okay, I'm not going to be very formal with it, guys, but it's going to make sense what I'm going to say, I think. And then we're going to talk to Stefani about what Foster thinks it is that she does. So, you know what? I want you companies to listen, because Stefani is a healthcare executive, an operations executive. Now, when I hear operations, I automatically think of the process. There has got to be a process involved in whatever it is my company does. If it's a service, even, my God, even if we manufacture certain things, what part of that gets the customer what they were sold, kind of thing. And you want to, Stefani is going to be the person to do that. She's going to let the executive team above her know what's going on. So there's a multitude of things that can happen, and I wanted you guys to be able to hear Stefani talk today and connect with her on LinkedIn. Her name is Stefani Austin, and she's really, really pretty lady, right down there at the bottom of my screen. She may not be at the bottom of all of you guys' screen, but check her out. So let's talk, Stefani, a little bit. What do you do, and what's a good fit for you? Because I think a lot of companies today are going to say, hey, I think I want to talk to Stefani about maybe this idea about what we're doing in my company.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, and thank you so much for this opportunity. I truly appreciate you all. You all are a fun group and very informative. So thank you. It just keeps a smile on my face and made it very easy for me to segue to answer this question. So what do? As a healthcare executive, I partner with senior leadership to either create strategic goals, optimize workflow, exceed the EBITDA. I've done that. My average is anywhere from 7 to 12% of the target bottom line. And quality outcomes is very important. The ultimate goal is quality outcomes. We want our patients to be taken care of and have a great experience with the providers, with the staff, and with administration. So I'll pause there.
Well,
because I have a lot more.
Phenomenal, Stefani. So excited.
So Dana, I want you and Stefani to, you probably already have, but according to what Stefani says, when you were at Karis, did you hire people similar or the same as what Stefani brings to the table?
Well, yeah, we did. We weren't like a hospital, but we did have to hire people at high levels for operations, quality, and compliance type roles. and on the finance side as well, to help, Karis, align and optimize their processes, their strategic goals, depending on what vertical in the company we were hiring for. But yes, we did.
And guys, we're talking about CARIS, Caris Life Sciences. It's a really, really neat company. I'm going to ask Dana if she would to explain to us the basic nature of business. Of course, I know you guys can pull them up on Google, but Dana was there 10 years. So I think I want to hear what Dana's got to say about what Caris does.
Yeah, so Caris is a biotech company in the oncology space that specializes in molecular profiling. So when a person gets diagnosed with cancer, their blood and or tissue sample is sent to our lab in Phoenix, Arizona. We utilize 19 or more different technologies to, including next-gen sequencing and numerous advanced technologies to look at that person's molecular makeup, their RNA, their DNA, their protein, and then we are able to utilize these technologies and determine the best way to treat each individual patient based on their cancer, how their cancer is acting, and their molecular makeup. So it's targeted treatment recommendations. But we also work with clinical research organizations and pharmaceutical companies to help them better use that knowledge to better target drug development, to make better, more effective medication with hopefully least harmful side effects for different types of cancer and different types of populations.
Nick, so how does Steph, like Steph, you're applying to Caris. That's why we did the whole spiel. So what exactly are you looking for in Caris? Like, we want to hear from, we love Caris.
He hasn't, you gotten ahead of her. I don't think she's, I wanted to know.
No, we were just talking about.
Okay. I thought she applied.
Yeah.
She might be interested.
Okay.
So back to Stefani. So Stefani, obviously you have a lot of experience in healthcare. Share a little bit about your industry or the verticals that you are open to or best fit for.
Yeah.
So I'll share regarding the industry. I'm interested in operations, whether it's in healthcare or either a different service line, because I do have a master in business administration, which is great. However, operations is operations. As a leader, I partner with the team. I mentor my team. I understand the book of business. I've worked in 20 plus service lines, and what service lines means for the layman terms, whether it's family medicine, internal medicine, oncology, rheumatology. So different types of medicine I've worked overall. I partner even with academics. So I can even work on the academic side of healthcare operations. And I guess my love is having my hands in the trenches and being able to mentor my team, but also at a high level, thinking forward, moving forward. Where do we want to be in the next 5, 10, and 15, 20 years? I've worked very closely.
I like it.
Yes, I've worked very closely with the C-suite because I was a VP of operations. And so I've had oversight over a budget of maybe $70 million. So I manage money very well because I think of it as mine. And so therefore,
you ain't touching my money.
Get away. And I like to stay in an organization. And most people just spend because they have it. And then the other thing that I would say is that in my work, I always have God first. That's just who I am. That's how I operate.
Well, you're on the right show.
And that's been the beginning of my, I want to use the term, my line share experience.
I like that word. I like it.
Lioness of God, here.
Lioness of God.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I do.
So Stephanie,
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, so Stephanie, tell us a little bit about what sets you apart from other candidates. We already know that you're a woman of God and you're a good steward of finances, and those things will set you up to be a quality leader and great individual. But tell us a little bit about, if they have 4 or 5 candidates, what sets Stephanie apart and why should they choose Stephanie? We know, but we want our listeners to know.
Right.
Absolutely. I would say what sets me apart is that I believe in partnership. I believe in networking. I've done a lot of joint ventures where I am having relationships with the people that I work with, truly hearing what they're saying and hearing what each stakeholder says. Many times people come in with their ideas, what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. But I truly build relationships and understand, as well as the front line, Many people don't listen to the front line, and the front line is the one that implements the strategic goals that we create as leaders. And so I would say that's where I different, and I'm visible to my team. I'm not just in a sitting in a suite. I am visible. And then also I'm a forward thinker. I love change. That's the other thing. I love change. People don't love change, like change. I love change because I want to always do better. And even if I have a goal or a target, I'm always seeing how can I exceed it. And that's just, I'm very competitive with myself, and it's a healthy competition. And so why would you not want me on your team?
That's right. And in healthcare, my God, change is inevitable. And I mean, my goodness, that's the whole idea while we're there. We want to better things. And what we don't know today to help somebody with cancer in case of Caris, we want to find out what that is. And then when we do find out what that is, then we need to incorporate it into what we're doing, right? So
yes, that's correct.
I don't know, common sense foster again. But Stephanie, do you have an area that you like more than others? Do you have target companies or anything like that? Because
yes, I do have.
with what you do is kind of agnostic, but I know that there's some areas that you enjoy more than others, probably.
Well, definitely healthcare. There are companies that I'm interested in. I'm interested in HCA. I'm interested in Methodist. I'm interested in Baylor, but I'm also interested in, it doesn't have to necessarily be healthcare. I can go into a Pepsi and utilize my operations.
Time out. Wait a minute. So no, I have questions. No. So how can
Well, let's let her finish what she was talking about.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, go ahead, Stephanie. And Mez's question is very important, but I just want the listeners to finish hearing what you're looking for.
I can also go into organizations such as a Pepsi. I've also had experience in construction and healthcare. And so I've done constructions from anything from 1,000 square feet to 30,000 square feet as a project manager, that I've managed it completely. So I think when Mez asked about time out, process improvement is process improvement. I'm able to improve processes. So it's just a matter of going in, understanding, talking to your stakeholders, talking to the front line, and how do we make those changes and how do we make those improvements?
Yeah, you're right. The operational piece of what you do from a project management in a process improvement, process alignment perspective is going to be relatively agnostic. It's just that's great on the healthcare front. You're familiar with those metrics, which might be different than the metrics that are analyzed and operationally that we're trying to achieve on a manufacturing side. But it's still somewhat agnostic. And actually, Pepsi is part of Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper's group in Keurig. They have a very highly reputable talent acquisition and HR side of the business. Like if you can get in over there, some of their leaders have written multiple books. I mean, they are incredible. So I imagine if you have that kind of a recruitment team and that kind of a HR team, that will hopefully trickle down into the quality of the organization. But that's good that you're agnostic with the industry that you're open to.
And I'm excited
and then
that
I
you're
also
agnostic.
I also have a strong experience in customer experience.
Ooh,
and that's in any industry.
Well, that's a big deal. Yeah, you're right, man.
Absolutely. So I'm able to do that in any industry.
That's right.
And I've improved the patient experience from some of my departments were at 52% all the way up to 90%. And then the score well over 80%. For those who in healthcare, they understand that.
What do you think contributed most? Share with our listeners what you did that contributed most to getting those scores raised.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, and engagement of the staff. The staff is your employees are your greatest asset. And I've said that for over 15 plus years. If your staff is not engaged and happy, their interaction with the customer is not going to be great. And then that spills over to your providers and your executive leadership team. So you have to ensure that your staff is engaged and they're content. And content doesn't mean that pay them $1 million a year. content
No,
means
that does not. No, that doesn't do
to hear what they
Stephanie, when you land, you need to bring me with you because part of what I did in my previous role was project management, and I've done operational efficiencies. I'm doing some work right now. I would be honored to work with a leader like you. You're
Oh,
amazing.
thank you.
I'm excited because my job as a talent acquisition executive has been the same thing. It's been mostly operations. I worked for these monstrosities when I had a traditional job, for the Verizons and IBMs and Citigroups of the world. But I was the guy that went around and made sure all the internal clients were getting what they needed to get from my department. And it wasn't all operations. I, by the nature of what I do, me and Mez are both guilty of this, but we make friends and we are interested in what those people do. So along the way, you meet people that you'll end up hiring into your organization. And so to be able to go through and be in the middle of a lot of fires, which I was in the operations part, I can really, really see eye to eye with Stephanie and understand what she's talking about. But there's a little stuff on the side that God blesses us with. Hey, I met this Dana Gingerich, and we decided that we needed to hire a recruiter to do this, that, or the other, or somebody to lead. Because Dana's like me; we're both in leadership, and I think we need to talk with Dana. So, guys, you know that I'm always giving you guys reasons to network, right? Get out and
No,
meet people.
the devil you say.
People that we're talking about. The machine doesn't hire us yet, guys. It's people. So
Mm-mm.
people are involved in the operational end of thing, and that is Stephanie.
Well, Stephanie, we have about 10 minutes left. Foster's, man, he's good. He brought up some incredible points. I mean, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Jobfather, right?
Amen.
So,
yes, that's a Jobfather.
But Stephanie, will you just, for these, last couple minutes, we may or may not ask all the questions that you would like to, hear and express, share with us anything else that you would like our listeners, and Foster has a huge network and he's got a lot of executives and a lot of leaders listening to the show. What else would you like to share with the group?
What I would like to share is that as a healthcare executive, I'm here to help make the organization reach their goals, their strategic goals, but also to exceed and prepare for the future. I am the leader that partners well with our senior leadership, our employees, our staff, as well as thinking outside of the box of partnering with other organizations. I remember back when I was working in a healthcare and I was working with OBGYN physician, and she had one or two people in her group. And at that time, I was like, we need to hire a pediatrician because OBGYNs are going to have babies, right?
Yeah. No, really? The devil, you say?
Right. And then we also need to hire, get internal medicine providers or family medicine so they can feed.
Correct.
And I thought of that well before it started. I was like, we need to have a group and we need to have multi-specialty in there. That's the same thing I do when I was working also in another organization. And how do we add integrative medicine? Because at the time, integrative medicine was new. People want to do alternative medicine. So you have a leader who believes in thinking forward, thinking outside of the box, and also listening to the community, what their needs are. Another one of my passions is geriatrics. Love. And I did geriatric medicine for a while. And one of the things that the idea we came up with is because patients typically don't have resources to get to the facility all the time. They may not be on some of the federal government plans where they cannot get there. And so we had where our providers went to the facilities at least once or twice a week to see the patient. And we were able to bill. So that's thinking outside the box, partnering with organizations, because patient outcome is important. How do we cut down on our cost of patients going to the ER or having a length of stay? I've helped decrease the length of stay for organizations by partnering with the physicians in the community, as well as acquiring. I've done acquisitions and mergers. And so sometimes those turn out well, sometimes they don't. And I say they don't turn out well because most companies don't want to be acquired, really, other than the people financially, getting the benefit from it. But they don't want to take on the new policies and procedures of another organizations. So I'm a great listener to those type of acquisitions and mergers. I'll go in and listen. I don't make changes right away because it's going to disrupt the ship, abandon the ship, and then we're trying to then find people who have the historical knowledge of the organization that we just acquired.
Man, you are so good at what you
Oh
do.
my God. You
People
put
that
me in
listen
tears. Like
first make a big difference, right? And that's something I try to do as well. When I go into a new situation, it's so important to listen first. It's important to hear what people have to say, what they perceive as working and not working, and not overly disrupting the ship immediately. People freak out if you
Yeah,
change is hard for people, right, Stephanie?
corporations
Yes.
that are listening, I want you guys to hear this. Get ready. Now, what is the end result? We're doing all this work. We're talking about all this stuff. What
Mhm.
is the end result of what we're doing? It boils down to what Stephanie said about 15 minutes ago. What do the customers, what kind of
one.
service are we giving to the customers? Are we are we in communication as a company, as a service, as a manufacturer, whatever it is? Are we in close communication, relationship? Me and Dana,
Tips.
me and Dana like to say with that end customer, because that will determine the service, the level of service that we provide for that customer. And you know what? That customer knows people. They might say, "Hey, you need to work with Stephanie. You need to work with this company because of what we're talking about." Guys, I mean, the common sense has got to enter into it, and sometimes we're a little hard on corporate America sometimes on this show because we want to bring out the real of what's going on. Stephanie is a gold-plated. She's got the stamp of approval. Is what
Platinum.
I'm
She
trying to
got
say.
the
That
platinum
Jobfather stamp of
certificate.
approval, and now you guys are understanding
Oh,
why she's on the show. So we're not going anywhere yet, but Stephanie, I just want to thank you. Now, Stephanie, what's the best way? The best way to get in contact with Stephanie?
the best way to get in contact with me is by emailing me. And so I am different, as you can tell. So my spelling of my name, so the spelling of my name is different.
Yeah,
It's not.
Maz has got it in the pro. Yeah,
Well, it's adding Austin as the first part of my email, and that's not correct. So it's Stephanie. It's STEFAN period Austin AUSTIN 01 at gmail.com.
okay.
And I'll say it one more time: STEFANIE period AUSTIN 01 at gmail.com. It looks like it added Austin as the first part of my email, and that's not correct.
Okay,
So-
that's not correct. So could
We
you
got
put
the right
it
one.
again in the
It's in
the
our
chat?
private notes, Max.
Yeah, I know.
It's in the private.
I did put it there, so I don't know why.
It must have took my last name and wrapped it around. I don't know.
All right, let me try again. I will try again. I will repeat.
We
I will.
appreciate
Okay.
Maz being with us today, guys. Maz is our
Yes.
marketing. We like to call her our hype lady. And,
Yes.
and when you see her personality, you'll understand why we say hype lady. So Maz is
To
our
keep me my
Flavor
cake.
Flav, y'all.
Yeah,
Keep
we're
my cake
very
a lot of times.
thankful for Mez. She's a huge part of what
Vote for men. So, dear God, no.
So you guys connect with Maz. She is Maz on LinkedIn, and
Yes.
connect with her. You know what she does, and you'll be impressed when you see her profile. But
Yeah.
when you guys check out Stephanie, you'll really be impressed.
Woo!
Because, hey, Stephanie, so question,
Yes.
a company like a McKesson, would they have
Yes.
something that you would be a good fit for, or with what they do?
Yes, so I could definitely work for McKesson. I have an IT background, and it was with
Woo!
McKesson. I used the McKesson software.
Okay.
So definitely can do the McKesson work as McKesson as well.
I have
So
a
if anyone
question.
knows,
Real quick.
yes.
Go,
Sorry,
go, 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 go.
Sorry, real quick. So certifications. So do you have any Lean Six Sigma? What certifications do you have?
So I do have a certification as certified practice manager, management executive.
Okay.
I also have a certification for senior healthcare leader as well.
Woo!
And I don't have the certification for project management. I just have so much years of experience, but I am working on that certification because
Woo! Okay, good.
people want to have the certification
Yes.
to find. I also do have a certification Lean Six Sigma for the green belt, but that's
Correct.
not the black. Yes.
That's
So-
awesome.
Yeah,
And your
that's good.
MBA. Woohoo!
Yeah,
That is
even
awesome.
better. Like you have business, you have a Lean Six Sigma, you have your
Green
healthcare
belt.
cover.
Stephanie,
Yeah, Lean
before
Six
we run out of time, Tell us a little bit about your volunteer activities and some of that
Yes.
stuff that you've been
Oh
doing
my
that we
God.
were
How about
talking
that?
about with Kelly Flowers. Tell us about some
Yes,
of that.
definitely. So I am doing some volunteer activity using my project management skill with Women Leading Technology Sorority. This is
Oh,
such a great organization. You all have to follow
Yes.
Kelly Flowers on LinkedIn. They're helping young girls. It's a STEAM organization, STEAAM,
Ooh.
science, technology, education, arts, architecture, and math. And they just built a home, 3 homes, playhouses, actually, from I think it's a 4x5, and 2 of them are donated to women in battered shelters. And it's the program is from pre-K to seniors.
nice.
Women Leading Technology. They're also having a gala, a masquerade gala. I'm gonna put that plug in for you all to attend August 26th.
Yeah.
Go to my LinkedIn page, you'll see it there, or either on Kelly Flowers page. But it's such a wonderful organization. Kelly Flowers has a passion of young girls being at the table of architect. You don't have that many girls at the STEM program
That's
level. And so she's wanting young girls to be able to have their own business and pouring into them at an early age. So it's such a phenomenal organization. I love it.
Can you repeat the website one more time?
Yeah,
One more time.
Les will put it up.
Yeah.
It's Women Leading Technology
Women
Sorority.
Women
Let me type it in here, then you'll have it.
Technology.org.
I'm gonna get it for you to make sure I have
She's
the
putting
right.
it in the chat, private
Yeah,
chat.
I'm trying to put it in the chat.
No, Meg,
Yeah.
Stephanie's putting it in the private chat, so you can just copy it. is what I'm
Okay.
saying. Yeah.
Yes.
I am
Sorry,
so glad that Foster brought this up because
Yes.
we're not
Huge.
just who we are professionally, we're also individuals outside of our work with
Amen.
passions.
Yes.
And I can tell that, Stephanie, you're definitely an incredible individual that gives back to the community. And,
Oh,
and
she is.
I want to learn more about this because I feel called to minister to young women.
Likewise. Yeah.
Wonderful.
This is
Praise
like a
God.
heartcore. Heartcore.
Yes.
Just still pull.
Praise God. I
Yes.
put the link out there in the private chat so you can add it. It's in the private chat, so you can add it.
Gotcha. All right. Sorry. I'll be quiet now for a second.
Perfect.
No, this is
I like
perfect.
this.
I'm writing
So,
it down.
guys, we are happy to have Stephanie. Thank you for Stephanie for joining us. We're a little crazy, but I told
Here's
you
the
that we
music.
were. And the music is coming. We'll see you guys
Bye.
next week.
Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Is that Star Trek symbol? You're Trekkie?
Trekkie.
Big
I love Star Trek.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too